As I said, we're going to start with this window sections. So first you're going to say split the tube. Select the tube. And the cutting element is going to be the fuselage. And then make sure the part that is remaining is the one that is extruding outwards. Select OK. You can do a quick hide and show to view it if it's actually split. So yeah, you can see this one is split. It now has two edges. Now that we have that, we can now split if we split this surface using this tube with two edges, we're going to end up with three surfaces and they're going to stress us out. So I would rather do it methodically. Split the fuselage using this edge or project 1. In fact, I'm going to hide project 1. Let me make this split darker so I can see its edges, like so. So I'm going to split the fuselage using this edge. If it's not selecting the entire edge, just create a boundary and see if it's going to work. Where is the boundary? Boundary. Let's go down. Create a boundary using the inner edge. We're still getting 2. Oh, this is trying to stress me out. Okay, let's try splitting it using the tube. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to extract this surface first and then extract this one instead of keeping both of them, because I don't want to have issues when splitting. Okay, so preview, select OK. I'm going to keep only one sub element, and that is going to be this side. Element to extract. Let me start with the window so you can see it's highlighted, and select OK. And then I'm going to name this one right now is window. So this is window 1. Cool. Let's again split the fuselage using again the tube. Select OK. Only one using an extract. Select OK. And extract the outer one now. That's done. We can now hide the fuselage. So now this is an independent surface. This is an independent surface as well as this. And just to confirm, I'm going to hide this just to see if the other side of the tube is open. I'm going to hide this as well. So along this tube, we shouldn't have any split surface. And as you can see, it's clear. So that's the method we're going to use for all of them. Let's go to the other window. We have a tubing here. like so. So we extract the window first. We split the tube. We are splitting the tube using extract 2. Select OK. And then we're going to split extract 2 using the tube. And then we extract the window, that window. Select OK. Name it immediately. This is window 2. Then split again, extract 2. No, we are splitting extract 2 using the tube. And then we're going to extract the outer surface. Good. So now we are at extract 4. Now that we've got that section covered, I can name these ones as well. This was split what? That's split 30. Let's call it the window. Let's call it the window guard. And then this one, this will be window guard 1. So that we can keep track of them. Now we're going to split extract 4. Which one is this? It's supposed to be extract 4. Yeah, extract 4 using this join. That's join 3. Select OK. Again, extract the inner surface first. Let's do them independently. Then split again, extract 4 using join 3. Oops. Extract 4 using join 3. Select OK. And we extract this surface. Oops. Good. So now you can see the gap. We're going to take join 3 and make it black so we can see the gaps. That's gap 1. Let's go to gap 2. So now we are at extract 6. So we split extract 6. Oh my. Using this join. And this is join 4. The other side. Select OK. Select this section. split once again, extract 6 using join 4. And extract now the outer surface. Select OK. So we are at extract 8. And now I can take join 4, make it black so we can see the gap. All right. Now the two surfaces that we swept, there is a chance, as I said, it's not completely cutting through the surface. We're just gonna try. If it doesn't work, as I said, we can extrude this boundary inwards and outwards to split this surface. So let's see. Split extract 8 using, that's join 2, using join 1. So some, as I said, does not intersect it. So quickly, let us create a boundary. Where is our boundary option? My mind is tired right now. I can't see straight. It's usually here. Okay. Create a boundary. Let's hide extract 8. Oh, before I do that, maybe I can try. Hold on, hide this. I can try let's see. To extrapolate. Again, we need to select the boundary. Because this will create, it will create one surface later on. So we are adding on to it, as you can see, increasing its length by 20 millimeters. Then if we select assemble result, we don't have to join later on. So that's the best part about extrapolating. Select OK. And do the same for the other one. Create a boundary. Select OK. Now we can show extract 8. And now I'm hoping it's completely intersecting. So now split extrapolate 1 using extract 8. Preview. The other side. Select OK. So now it's up to the surface. Split extrapolate 2 using extract 8. Did I pick the wrong side? Oh, I picked the wrong sides. Okay, let's just reverse. Okay, that's good. Then now we can split, extract 8 using this split. Select OK. So for now we don't have to pick sides. And then once again, split 39 using split 38. We can hide this, the curves and the sketches here, the line. Hide the line. We had some lines down below. All right. We have some boundaries here as well that I'm going to hide. So now we are at split 40. I'm going to name these two gaps split 37. We call this the rear gap. And split 38. Alt enter. We call this the front gap. I can't even see my keyboard. All right. So far so good. We are at split 40. And we are done with the most tedious part. So this will be a window. We can add some materials. For now, we can use plexiglass for this window and this window, or black color. Let's use painting black. Then we're going to change the transparency later on. Okay, so now we can go to splitting now the front windows. That is very straightforward. When we split these surfaces, we are going to keep both sides, obviously, because we need both the window and the surface. So we'll start with the small ones. We split 40 using that corner, and then we're going to keep both sides. Select OK. Split the big surface using corner 6. Keep both sides. Select OK. For this lower section, I noticed that some of the lines were not intersecting. Like this point. I don't know whether it's all the points, but what we're going to do is just going to make some corners. So select corner, deselect corner on vertex. Okay, because it's not going to work when they are not connected. Select this as the first element, second element. This is going to be our support, split 43. And then we're going to make the corner very small, like 5 millimeters. You can zoom in to check, make sure now it's connecting, and select OK. So the only downside with this, let me first change this to blue. The only downside is it creates a continuous profile, but in this case we don't have any problem with it. Again, a corner, the two elements. This is the support, 5 millimeters. Select OK. Do the same here. If it doesn't appear, if it appears blue, you click next solution until you find it. Lastly, I think this is connected. We're gonna go with corner on vertex. Select this as our vertex. And this is our support. And there it is. Select OK. So now if you try to split, it's going to work. You split this surface using the corner. Keep both sides, select OK. And then you go on to the other ones. So I think the other ones are connected. So we don't need to create the corners. We're just going to split with joins. So we are splitting which element? Split 46 using right click, a join of these 4 curves. And we're going to keep both sides. Let's move on. Split the big surface using again a join. Of those 4 curves. Keep both sides, select OK. Split the big surface using last join. Of those 4 surfaces. Keep both sides, select OK. Now we can go to tools, hide all points, hide all lines, all curves, and all sketches. Then we can give materials. So once again, I'm going to add black to the windows and then change the transparency because this is not the software I'm using for rendering. We're going to use the same material we had used for the surface and for these 2 cutouts as well. I'm going to use this dark green for this railing. And then for the gaps, we have the gaps here. I'm going to use DS black for rear gap, for front gap, and there are some 2 gaps that we didn't name. They were joints, join 3 and 4. Also black. So far so good. I took a little break and played around with some materials and colors. So this is what I did for the rotor, because if you check the original image, you can see that it has 3 colors. We have very pale matte grayish or whitish color here, and then we have black, and then we have red at the tips. And then this one is white and red. So I just created some color palette, and I used an image texture. I'm not going to teach that right now. I'm sure there are plenty of tutorials showing you how to do that. Anyway, this is what I came up with. So this is how our main rotor is looking like. I think that looks good. And for our tail rotor, this is how it's looking like. Now back to where we were. We just created all these windows and doors on this side. And normally we would just split this surface and then mirror them to the other side. But in this case, remember, we were doing class A surfacing, and we created this entire fuselage as one object. We didn't create a half and then mirror on the other side. We created it as a full object. So it is not 100% symmetrical on both sides. So instead, what we're going to do is just select the final curves. It's just a little extra step. Don't be scared. We're just going to select those final curves. For example, here we had corners here, and we had those joins from the splits. You can see them. For every split that we did a join of the curves, and those are the ones you're going to show. So show all these, the 3 joins here. And finally, we have a corner. And then we had 2 more corners here. We're just going to look for them. I don't know if they are the same ones here, or these are, I think these ones are for this particular one. So let's check the group that we created for corners, 3D corners. So that's why I was trying to group these things. So we had this one and this one. Just double click on hide show. Obviously, it's not the first or the second, because there were 3 corners. It should be the third. Then once again, 1, 2, the third. So those are the curves that we're going to mirror on the other side and then project on this side. Next, we had an initial curve here, but when we were creating the tubing, we used a parallel curve. You're going to find it when you expand the tubing. If you expand the tubing, you see parallel 1, and you're just going to reuse this, so we don't have to do a lot of double work. On tubing 2, we had parallel curve 2. Then for this one, I think that was the initial one. You're not going to find it here because we just used the initial curve. And the initial curve was in what? It was in the projection curves. So you can close this one. We had this projection curves, the initial projection curves, because we did not alter that. And you just have to find it. So that was 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we had 5 and 6. So all the others came down to what we have already shown. So those are the final curves that we used to create the split surfaces on this side. And what we are going to do is to mirror them. So you're going to select symmetry, then select all of them. We have project 6. Make sure you're selecting the curves. Project 4, parallel curve, and then here we have a project curve, a project curve, a parallel curve here, So check after you select everything here. And then now this ones you can select the joints. So 3 joints, 1 corner, and then these 2 corners. Close. So those are 12 elements. You're splitting them, you're creating symmetry using the ZX plane, the main one, not the current one, and then select OK. But now here's the thing. Okay, you can tools, hide all curves, and then just show the multi-symmetry that you just created. Hold on. You can show these curves. Okay. So you cannot split the surface using these curves because we have some discontinuations on some parts that are not exactly touching it. So you have to project them. You have to select this and create a projection, the 12 elements on the surface. Preview, select OK, and hide the symmetry curves. And now these are the ones you're going to use to create the same surfaces we did on the other side. So a tubing here, but now remember, these are already, you're going to use the radial curve. You're not going to create another parallel curve when you're creating the tubings because we have selected the one in the middle now. This is the one in the middle. And then this one we have 2 gaps and you close on the other end. I'm not going to repeat. I've just shown you the curves. So I'll just keep ahead to where I've already done everything that is supposed to be done. Okay. This is what the aircraft looks like after we are done the other part. So we are almost to the end of it. We just need to put 2 features here. So we're going to show the YZ plane and sketch on it. Let's show the front view. So we've got this circle and this circle. Select circle, try to go over the middle part and just create a circle like so. Exit the workbench, sketch again. Then select circle. And the other sketch is going down here. Exit the workbench. You can hide this now. And all you have to do is to create an extrude surface. Reverse the direction. Let's go to the side view. We don't want it going so far, just about that point. So the second limit, one of the limits we are going to say up to surface. Up to element, this surface. Select OK. And then you're going to split using the extrude. You can hide the sketch now. And then we're going to fill this surface. So select that edge and create a fill. And now we can join them. So select join, the fill surface, this extrude surface, and split 83. I'm going to add these edges so I can see. I don't know if we'll be able to create an edge fillet here. We can try. Operations, edge fillet, and then select this edge. Preview, that is 5 millimeters. Select OK. So that it's going to be a bit softer. So we've created this one. We need one down below. We're gonna create an extrude. This is the sketch. The direction, you can select the X component. First limit is up to element. And then limit 2, you're just gonna extrude it inwards. Just slightly off the surface. Select OK. You can hide the sketch. And then you're going to split the big surface using the extruded surface. So that's it. And then you're going to fill the surface at the back. Then join. Let's give this a material. Actually, instead of joining all this, I'm going to remove split 84. Let's remove this because I need to be able to add a different material. Okay. Let's remove the fill. Select fill 14. Clear selection. So it is independent. And select OK. So we can add this material. And then this is just going to be different. And we can add a light material. Close to white, but not so white. Because light, okay, let's try white first. Because it's going to look like a light. And that's what we want. Let's see. It's supposed to look like a light somehow. And then this is just completely dark. All right, so let's check with materials. And this is what it looks like. If you want this to be an independent surface, you can still exclude it from this join. You can exclude the fill. And then you give it a dark material. So now it looks like that. I think that's much better. So just another reminder that this detailing part, from where we started detailing, this is just for aesthetics, and the other CAD model that is supposed to be used for analysis is the plain model before we started cutting out the windows and all that. It should be a model where you can create a solid model inside, a complete solid model. And you can apply kinematics for the assemblies and all that. So I would say we've done a great job. There are a few other small details that I didn't go into them, but I might add them on my own. You can add them on your own if you want to render your image. And that is like, there's one small stand here. It is still in the blueprint. If you look at the front view, I guess. Let's go to the front view. And I'm just going to close this. It's very long. And show the front blueprint. You can see this too. We have some handles on the sides, some hinges, all that. And we also have these instruments. So I'm gonna leave that as your assignment. If you want to add them, you can add them. By now you're already at par with Class A surfacing. I really hope you enjoyed this series, and I wish that if you come through to the very end and you create your model and you have social media, kindly feel free to tag me in your work. I would love to see your creations. If you would like to create a rendering using Keyshot, I think is the best for these NURBS models. So let me know. And if there is any suggestion that you have on any work that we should do from here on, kindly let me know. I will also work on it. So see you guys in the next series.